Now that is a pretty sunset. It probably won't show up on the camera. Watch. Ooh, the sky looks like orange and pink.
Just orange.
Just orange. Hey guys, Dawn, the happiest unretired carnivore here. I got to work on that. I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. The unretired happiest carnivore. Dawn here. Anyway, before anybody comes at me loaded for bear because of my title, just know those aren't my words. That was some advice somebody left me on a video I made about a week, maybe 5 days ago, when I was talking about, having to be unretired and what did I do wrong and, what can I do? Woe is me. And people came and offered some advice and sympathy and encouragement. And then I got that. I just wasn't sure what to do with it because I wasn't sure if it was just somebody being flippant. Flippant? Is that the word? Flippant? Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it was just being funny. Like, maybe you should have married for money. Find money. Find somebody with money and marry for money. And I was like, well, for one, I'm not looking to marry anybody. I've been married for 43 years, so it doesn't really help me. So it wasn't really appropriate advice. But the main thing is it was bad advice for anybody. So I'm hoping that it was just being glib. And yeah, because I would hate to think that, well, no, I know there are people that still follow that philosophy. Truly, they believe that money should marry money because that's the most important thing. And that's just crazy to me. Maybe it's because I've never had money. I don't know what that's like. So I just don't think that way. I grew up believing that people were supposed to marry for love. I don't know if that's naive or old fashioned, but then I also grew up in the era or my generation where we read romance novels and romantic movies and Prince Charming and being swept off your feet and all that. That's just as bad, really, truly, as marrying for money. They're both wrong. But anyway, I hope people didn't read that and think, well, maybe I should marry for money. I think most people know that's wrong. I wouldn't want anybody to marry me just for my money. Not that I have any. But I wouldn't want to marry somebody just for their money. Because okay, so let's say you marry two people get together and they both have lots of money. What happens when a catastrophe hits, which is kind of what happened to me and my husband, and you lose all the money? Now what do you got? You got two people that don't even care about each other. They just cared about the money. They're gone. What's holding them together if they don't have that? So yeah, it's just wrong. And catastrophes hit all of us. And you could easily lose your money, especially if you didn't work for it, if you were just, I don't know, raised with money, trust fund baby or whatever. So my advice is to disregard that advice and to marry somebody that is healthy and strong, takes care of themselves, has a good work ethic, and that you love and that loves you. And then you work together and build a life and make the money that you're going to need later on. And honestly, that is what we did. We married for love. We worked hard. We did everything by the book, I thought. We saved money. We bought a house. We were pretty frugal. We didn't never buy toys. We never had boats and stuff. We had a pop-up camper, very old one. Well, we had two. We sold it and then we got another one because we camped. It was cheaper to go camping than to stay in motels. We figured that out early on. Anyway, so yeah, we did everything like we were supposed to. I was fortunate. I got to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom for many years when my children were young. I worked part-time when they were in school. I was able to be there when they got home from school. And we had such a great life. But things happen. Even though, like I said, we were frugal, we felt like we did well, and we knew that we were going to be, you know, we neither one of us were going to have pensions. We didn't have those type of jobs. We knew that, someday we were going to be living off of Social Security and our savings. So it had to be able to, we had to be able to compensate for, the difference. But we didn't plan on things happening. You just don't think about the bad things happening. Like my husband losing his job after being with the same company and working his way up for 30 years and getting like a week's notice. We didn't plan on that. He was off work for months. We had to dip into our savings at that period of time. We didn't plan on him having a heart attack in his 50s. Again, we had insurance, but it doesn't cover everything. And he was out of work again. So yeah, we had to dip into the money. My sister came to live with us because, she was physically and mentally challenged. And I quit my job at that point and stayed home to take care of her. My husband had to take care of everything. He had to pay all the bills at that point. So yeah, things happened in our life that, these detours basically that we didn't plan on. And so now in our 60s, here we are. We lost a big chunk of our savings. I think a lot of people did too with their 401ks back, years ago, and all that happened. And, some people invested money and they lost it in stocks. It happens. And we do have a few small investments, but these things happen. And if we didn't care for each other, we could easily have broke up over the money thing, and gone looking for somebody else that had money. But we don't believe in that. We stayed together, we worked together, and we get through it. And so now, yeah, here I am, 63, having to go back to work. I wished I would have been able to retire. Had those things not happened, yeah, I probably would have been able to. But because I'm healthy and strong, I'm able to go back to work. And that's why I say find somebody that's healthy, find somebody that takes good care of themselves. Even still, things could happen, but make sure you have a good work ethic so that you can go to work and make money in your younger years when, that's when you make most of your money, and be able to save. And, I don't want to say scrimp and save everything. Live your life. Live your life when you're young. If you want to travel, that's probably the time to do it. Don't put things off. We did. We just assumed that someday when we got older, because everything would go perfect, right? We would work, we would save, nothing would happen, no catastrophes, and that money would all still be there. And so then at 62, we could retire and, with our savings and our Social Security, and life would be grand. And then we would travel and our health would still be great. Well, our health is still good. We could, but we don't have as much money as we once did. And that's what happened. So yeah, I just feel like telling people to marry for money is just so wrong on so many levels. For one thing, like I said, I wouldn't want anybody to marry me for the money that I don't have. But if I did, I would want them to marry me because they just think I'm great and wonderful and they love me. And that's why I would marry somebody, because I think they're great and wonderful. Marry somebody that makes you laugh. Marry somebody that you can have fun with, that has the same beliefs that you do, that doesn't have a crazy family. Well, my husband, yeah, I'm sorry, but my family, I love them very much. But yeah, those things are more important than marrying people for their money. Sure, money is great and it does give you security, but what would you rather have? Security or love and a happy life? I guess it's up to you. Whatever's more important to you. If you'd rather, it's not like I'm saying I be in love and be happy and be, live in a tent. It's not, we're not like that. It's like, our life isn't as flamboyant, and we don't have multiple homes, and we don't, get to travel like we would like to, but we still have fun and we still do things. So it's just I guess, priorities. If you would rather live a boring life with lots of money and be with somebody that you can barely tolerate because they have lots of money, more power to you if that's what you want. But I certainly wouldn't want to raise my kids that way, or my grandkids. I hope they marry for love. I hope they marry somebody that makes them laugh. I hope they marry somebody that they can talk to, and that listens to them, and somebody that wants to build a life together, somebody that has hopes and dreams, and you share common beliefs. And I don't know, I just think that was like the worst advice anybody could give, is marrying for money. I can't imagine that. Do you know anybody that's married for money? I don't know anybody that's actually married somebody just for their money and is like super happy. I just, if you do, let me know, because I've never seen that. Most people that marry for money just seem miserable, because it's more like a business venture rather than a relationship. You know, how long have we done? Okay, 11 minutes. I got to cut it short. I could just keep talking, but yeah, I wanted to address that piece of advice because I just thought it was so wrong, and I just had to let them know. But I'm hoping, like I said, that he was just being glib, just being funny, and I X out his name for privacy because I don't want anybody to harass him, because maybe he really believes that. And if he did marry for money, I hope he's good to his wife if he married her just for her money. And I hope if something ever happens and she gets sick or doesn't have any more money, that he'll be there for her. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. I am going to go make dinner, and it's going to be a ribeye steak because, like I mentioned before, I'm a carnivore, and that's why I'm so healthy and strong. Highly recommend it for those of you that haven't tried it. So I'm going to let you go, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.